Look at that cold shirt, player. Ooh. What's good, Fit Fam? You already know who it is. Your new fitness fanatic, King Leo. And I just came from a great workout today with one of my good friends. Shout out Reg for coming out, joining me on this workout. And the great thing about working out with people that you know and you're cool with is that there are no expectations. You just want to train, you just want to have a good time, and you just want to enjoy the moment of training. So with that being said, I've been having a lot of training partners this week, new potential clients as well. And one topic that's come up consistently that we're going to talk about today for Train Big Thursday, TBT, is breathing. Breathing. Listen, a lot of people have problems with breathing. So I'm going to do two things today. Help you understand it and maybe figure out in your own way a way to compensate for where you might lack with that, or just get an overall improvement on your breathing skills. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on. A lot of times people are breathing wrong and it induces vomiting. You get sick, you get lightheaded, specifically on leg day, right? And nobody knows what's going on. You think that's the definition of a hardcore workout because you trained in such a way that it caused you to vomit and you're puking up impurities. No, that's not the case. It's probably because you were breathing wrong, and that initiated the vomiting or the lightheadedness or the dizziness. So let's get into it. In my philosophies of proper breathing techniques involves your mind-muscle connection. You might hear a lot of guys talk about mind-muscle connection and maybe not even familiar about what that is. So let me give you a little insight on it. I want to keep it as basic as possible so that the understanding is at the forefront and that you can really use it applicably in your gym regimen. So here it goes. Mind-muscle connection is basically whenever you're doing an exercise or you're moving into something and stimulating that muscle, it's the moment you realize that you have the optimal stretch or the optimal stimulation on that muscle right before you squeeze it and pump the blood in. And you really feel that. You can tell right at that right moment that muscle stimulated to the point where it needs to be in order to maximize optimal contraction to get the best work and the best results out of that muscle belly. That's mind-muscle connection. Well, in addition to that, breathing correlates with that almost synonymously. So I always take the bench press because I just think that's a great example of as far as pushing out when you're pressing. So think about it like this. You're breathing in. You got the bar. Let me come out so you guys can see me. You got the bar, right? And you're pushing out. Right at that moment, as you push out, you're getting ready to prepare to come down and contract that muscle. Right? So what happens is you should be inhaling. As oxygen goes in, you're getting stimulated, you're stimulated. Now for me, right here, I can feel where my chest is optimally pulled, and I know that when I press that weight back up, I'm gonna squeeze, and that great connection to that muscle. Well, in that inhaling and exhaling, not only am I controlling the weight, but I'm minimalizing carbon dioxide buildup in my system, which is really what gets you guys sick and nauseous. So what happens is a lot of times people panic. And let's go in order. Let's take these things in order. First, get mind-muscle connection. That's your first thing. Secondly, analyze what you're doing in the movement so that you can understand when to inhale and when to exhale. So if it's a movement where you're going down and up, you want to inhale on the beginning of the movement, whatever that may be, and exhale on the end of the movement. Inhale on the beginning of the movement till you feel muscle stimulation, then exhale on the end of the movement and squeeze. Whether you're pulling down, you want to inhale on the pull and exhale on the release. Inhale on the pull, exhale on the release. Even whether you're curling, you want to inhale on the pull, Exhale on the release. Inhale on the pull. Exhale on the release. Okay? Now, what happens is the weight gets heavy. You get to those last few reps and you panic. And then you do the most negligent thing you can do. And that's what? Become a fish underwater. Start holding your breath. And you hold your breath. And now all that carbon dioxide is building up. You're getting no oxygen to the brain. And all that carbon dioxide is making your stomach sour. So now you get lightheaded. And your stomach gets sour. And then what do you do after that? You bend over. And now you've compressed it down to your diaphragm. And you're not allowing your stomach, you're squishing your stomach together. So your stomach acid is bottled up. The carbon dioxide in your system is bottled up. And what do? You're going to puke. So quick tip of the day, a few things with reference to breathing. A, understanding mind and muscle connection gives you a better understanding of when to inhale and exhale to stimulate that muscle. B, when you get to a weight and your last couple of reps, don't panic. Take a few seconds. If you even have to rack the weight, a couple seconds to calm down and inhale and exhale, then reestablish the weight and finish your set. Even if you want to do a few extra reps to complete it, take a step back. If you just can't grasp that concept right away, you can try yoga. I always recommend to my clients to go into yoga. Not only does it allow you to slow things down and really get in tune with your body and breathing techniques, but you realize that what the real essence of mind-muscle connection is when you put that yoga on tap, because now as you bend, as you move, as you pull, as you turn, as you stretch, it's all based around breathing. And that approach will give you a greater understanding when you use that into your training regimen, okay? Last but not least, don't rush. When you get very good at your breathing, you can speed up and know when to breathe. You know when to breathe short. You know when to breathe fast. You know when to breathe long and deep. And hold it for a couple seconds. You'll be able to realize all those things. But what you won't do is panic, hold your breath, get sick, pass out, throw up, and just ruin your whole training. Remember, guys, breathe. Learn how to do it. Understand mind-muscle connection. And get the greatest benefit out of your workout that you can. It's your man, King Leo, telling you what? I got work to do. And so do you. So get to it. Get dirty doing it. And get it done. Woo!